If you've seen the previous video of this series, you now know that connectivity of the habitat is very important for the conservation of all wildlife in this area. The question is now, what is being done to restore the connectivity of the Atlantic forest? And is this enough to restore biodiversity as well? There is hope of saving this ecosystem, not because we dream about it, but because we're actually seeing results. Great effort is currently being exerted to restore the Atlantic forest. This work is being done by the Association of the Golden Lion Tamarin. In this video, we will discuss conservation work that is currently underway to connect the different fragments of the Atlantic forest. As mentioned in the previous video, the highway is one of the two main barriers preventing species movement in the reserve. Several years ago, a local road concession wished to expand the road adjacent to AMLD territory with an additional lane. This would be disastrous for local wildlife, since an already great barrier will become twice as difficult to cross. In the spirit of compromise, the AMLD was able to negotiate an ecoduct to be constructed.
We are here in a very strategic point of this conservation initiative, trying to create connectivity between forest fragments. And what we have here, the wildlife bridge that was built on BR 101 road, it's a fantastic example to show everyone, because in the other side of the road we have a biological reserve called Poço das Antas. That's the first biological reserve in Brazil, where most of the studies related to the Golden Lion Tamarin were done. And recently we have the construction of the second lane of this road, and something had to be done to avoid that the road would create a barrier for the biodiversity to cross from one side to the other. So building a bridge with forest on top would be the best solution to minimize the impact of the road on the biodiversity.
The effectiveness of the bridge is monitored using camera traps that are placed in strategic locations.
We have already found different animals using the bridge. You can see in our videos that you have. The Golden Lion Tamarin is not using yet. They are waiting for the trees to grow, to feel safe and comfortable to cross the bridge using the forest on top of it. We are not concerned about that. This is normal. We are expecting that. But very soon they will be able to move, and the families that are living at this side will meet the other families there and helping to create a viable population in terms of its genetics.
The eco-bridge is not the only corridor to cross the road. A total of 10 metal bridges and 15 tunnels provide another passageway for the wildlife. During our stay in Rio, we visited one of the tunnels and found tracks of both otters and snakes in the mud. The other major barrier within AMLD territories is the 187-kilometer pipeline for oil and gas that effectively cuts the landscape in half. The buried pipeline is relatively close to the surface, so to protect the quality of the pipeline and prevent it from damage by root systems, for example, no vegetation save for grasses are allowed on top of the strip where the pipeline is located.
As a solution, we brought these bridges that are really simple bridges made of wood that connect one tree from one side of the pipeline to another tree on the opposite side. And then even this more simple structure was very effective. Of all the groups, the animal groups we monitored, every single one of them used this bridge to use the other side of the pipeline, except for the sloths.
Over the years, multiple tree corridors have been planted to connect the individual patches of forest and create a more suitable habitat for local wildlife. With Darwin 200, we also planted a corridor, aiming to contribute to local biodiversity conservation.
Na expedição Darwin 200, nós estamos nesse exato momento plantando um corredor florestal semelhante a esse em uma propriedade vizinha, mas que tem como a principal função, o principal objetivo exatamente a conexão de fragmentos isolados, para viabilizar a população de mico-leão dourado. Estamos plantando 1 hectare, 2.500 mudas de espécies nativas da Mata Atlântica da região litorânea do Rio de Janeiro.
These trees were planted with the help of local school kids, employees of the AMLD, the crew of the Oosterschelde and the Darwin 200 employees, leaders and researchers. And we know exactly what this corridor will look like in a couple of years. Adjacent to the planted area was an area that was planted over 4 years ago. It's currently a healthy expanse of growing, native trees that contribute significantly to local biodiversity conservation. To summarize, constructing or planting wildlife corridors is a very good method for combating habitat fragmentation in the Atlantic forest. And we've seen many successful examples created by the association of the golden lion tamarin. Nevertheless, challenges remain. While a lot of work is being done, the forest still remains highly fragmented. In the next video, we will explore potential solutions and plans for the future.